So here we are, about ready to start our first run on stabilizing some wood. Some cedar blanks I'm going to use to make flutes. And sort of the goal behind this is by stabilizing with this cactus juice. So the cactus juice resin is that it makes it waterproof all the way through, which one of the challenges in making wood instruments that people are blowing into, especially the humidity going in from their mouths, is that you get a lot of, you have to deal with the swelling and shrinking and swelling and shrinking, and can lead to cracking. So this, hopefully, stabilizing the wood, sucks it in all the way through the wood and then hardens inside the wood and makes it waterproof all the way through and should keep the wood from doing that. So I already have the wood. I had the wood in my toaster oven at 220 degrees for about 20 hours. Got it in my chamber. Put the cactus juice in there. The plug that holds stuff down, that's just a 3-inch diameter PVC cap that I originally turned down and made for making my water-powered sausage stuffer, which you can see in other videos. This was my first attempt at making the piston. I've made other ones since that are better, so I use this to hold the wood down in place, otherwise it'll float up. So we're gonna start the pump and slowly add vacuum to the chamber and see what we get. When you first get the vacuum started, you kind of have to hold it down until the vacuum gets good and going. You can see some of that bubbles pulling up. Like if you want to see, you don't want that to rise up so high that it gets into the pump, so you kind of have to control your vacuum here for a bit while those bubbles come out. Lots of air bubbles, that's what you want to see. So we're doing we just have the vacuum not all the way up yet. We'll just slowly increase that over time until we get to the point where it's not foaming up so much. And then we can put it on full vacuum until all the bubbles stop. But it's really important you don't want to get any of that cactus juice foam up into the pump, that way in the pump. So we'll take it easy at first. Okay, now I got it up about 22. Our goal is to get it up to closer to 29. The thing I was showing you is you can see on my pump what looks like smoke coming out, and that is actually fairly common, normal with these kinds of pumps, vacuum pumps. It's the oil-filled chamber sort of atomizes into the air a little bit, and you get some of that, especially when you still have air being pulled through and it's not a full vacuum. So don't be too concerned if you see that coming out of your pump. Turn it up a little bit more, see. There we go. Looking good. Again, watch that level. We don't want to get it pulled into the pump, so keep adjusting our vacuum pressure and lots of air being pulled out. This cedar is very lightweight. I expect it to take in just a ton of this juice. Porosity. So I'm going to come back when we got it a little bit farther along So I've been running the pump now for about 5 minutes or so, and you can see, actually, let me show you, I got it turned up all the way. It's running a little bit below 28 right now, but all my foaming has gone down, so it's safe to run at full speed. So lots of bubbles coming up. Wood. Should note that my cap that I have in there, I drilled a bunch of holes in that, so it's to let all this air bubbles through and stuff, so it's not like a solid cap anymore. But we'll let that go, come back in an hour or two and see how we're doing. Okay, here we are. It's been running for about an hour. You can see there's still bubbles coming up, but they've slowed significantly. We need to keep this going until there's no more bubbles. So we'll check back in another hour. So here we are. It's been 12 and a half hours. Still running about 28, which is pretty good. When you just look at it, it's hard to tell sometimes how much it's still bubbling. It's still bubbling a little bit. You can really see it if we put this light up. And look, you can see those little bubbles still coming up out of the wood. Which is kind of cool. It's a little cool too. If we put that up there, you still see the little bubbles. So we'll let this keep going. They say sometimes, 4 to 6 hours is a minimum, but it could be as much as 24 hours. So we will let it keep going, check it before I go to bed. See where we're at. And that's it for now. Okay, so here we are. It's actually been running for like 32 hours. Because I kept still having these tiny little bubbles. I don't know if you can see those. There you go. That even 32 hours later. But it's been running like this for past, 12 hours or so. It's been just running like that. Running, at 28, not bad. So anyway, in my research, I've seen a lot of people talking about stopping it when it gets to the point where you just got these little itty bitty bubbles and you're not running on and on and on and on and on. Some of the big bubbles are bigger bubbles coming trapped in inside, which after this one, I'm going to cut some slots in there so those bubbles don't get trapped. So all of them, what's coming out of the wood is still this little itty bitty stuff. You can see there. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it off and release the pressure. And actually, you want to release the vacuum first before shutting off your vacuum pump. You shut off the vacuum pump, but you still have pressure. It's really hard on the pump. So I'm going to relieve the pressure and then cut off the pump, and then we'll let it soak for a couple of days. So here it goes, release the pressure. And what that's going to do is it'll pull the cactus juice into the wood to replace where all that air had been in the wood. So you can do it slowly. Watch out, see how that has already dropped. You can turn off the pump now, finally, after 30 hours. Still doing good. And So you saw the bubbles. No more bubbles coming out. The vacuum is off. And we'll let that soak. You just say for twice as long as you did vacuum. So did this for a day and a half. So we'll let it sit here and soak for 3 or 4 days. You can't let it sit, too long. Really, 3 or 4 days is good. And we'll come back and check it after 3 or 4 days, and then we'll be able to stick it in the oven to heat set it.